all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in and use rooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. Zesco, powering the nation.
Apple Max. Take it to the max.
Want to just get out of town with your friends and family? Are you having a corporate getaway and have no adequate transport? Then this here is what you need to listen to. A brand new 35-seater Yutong luxury bus is now up for hire at an affordable and negotiable rate. It comes fully equipped with aircon, TV for your relaxation, music soothing your trip, and DVD players to give you variety. Book now by calling 0955 0966 or 977 844 141.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience of freshness. Potato chips. We know you'll love them.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real, cause you look so free, so let's chill. Have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Your jungle.
A lovely warm welcome and thank you so much for joining us on the Main News Desk on Prime Television. This is the Main News. To present it, my name is Kalan Muchima. A quick look at the headlines. Clauses in the draft constitution altered, NAREP has observed. Shortage of essential drugs hits Macha Hospital. LCC seeks new plans to increase its revenue collection. In foreign news, Nigeria postpones a presidential vote over security fears. Join me shortly for the Main News in detail. Another Main News in detail. President Edgar Lungu has been invited by his Angolan counterpart, José Eduardo dos Santos, to address a special session of Parliament in addition to official invitation to witness the launch of the reconstructed Benguela Railways on February 14, 2015. The railway link is expected to boost the trade between Zambia and Angola that share a huge border in the northwestern part of Zambia. President Lungu has since accepted the invitation and says such trips helps to consolidate Zambia's international standing. The president is therefore expected to depart Lusaka for Luanda on February 13, 2015. After addressing Parliament in the capital, Luanda, Presidents Lungu and Dos Santos will fly to Luau, Moxico province to join the DRC President Joseph Kabila for the official launch of the rehabilitated Benguela Railways. President Lungu will unveil a plaque, get a special briefing on the Lobuto Transport Corridor, and later hold a joint press conference with Presidents Dos Santos and Kabila. And in line with the relaunched Zambia foreign policy, the President has instructed the Minister of Foreign Affairs to actively pursue constructive engagements at both bilateral and multilateral levels so that Zambia maximizes economic gains and builds strategic political ties with international partners. This is according to a statement made available to Prime TV by the President's Special Assistant for Press and Public Relations, Amos Chanda. Meanwhile, the ruling Patriotic Front, PF, has lashed out at UPND Deputy Spokesperson Cornelius Mweto's accusations that former President Rupia Banda is controlling President Edgar Lungu. In a statement, PF Secretary General Davis Chama says Mr. Mweto's accusations published in the Post Sunday are ridiculous and disrespectful to President Lungu and Mr. Banda. Mr. Chama said it is disrespectful to suggest that President Lungu cannot make his own decisions when he has made some of the best decisions since he assumed office after thumping UPND leader Hakainde Hichilema in a free and fair election. The National Restoration Party, NAREP, has observed that the draft constitution was tampered with at the time it went into oblivion. NAREP Secretary General Reverend Javan Kamanga says people need to read the draft constitution before calling for its release and enactment. He adds that at the time that the document went into oblivion, many clauses were altered which people must understand. Reverend Kamanga says people should not rush just to call for a new constitution because they would be shocked with what they would find. He has cited clauses to do with homosexuality in the draft as one that is not in line with what people are calling for in the new constitution. Reverend Kamanga said this in an interview with Prime Television.
We are saying let's have the entire document. Let us not just say let's enact it without studying it. Let's read this document. Let's find out. You know, at one point in time, this document went into oblivion. We don't know what was done to this document. I'll give you a very practical example. When I look at Article 27, it's talking about discrimination. When you look at the current Constitution, 1996 Constitution, it's a lengthy, portionate passage which is talking about discrimination and classifying the kinds of people that may not be discriminated against. All right? And then what was proposed at the National Convention and what the technical committee recommended, for me, is not what is contained in the document. Because this final draft, it's just got one statement on Article 27. I think it says something like, no person shall be discriminated against except on affirmative action grounds.
Meanwhile, Reverend Kamanga has asked the Zambian people to give President Edgar Lungu ample time to settle in his presidential office before asking him to address some of the contentious national issues such as corruption. He says it would be unfair for people to expect too much from the head of a state when he has just assumed office for a few weeks. Reverend Kamanga says when the president doesn't speak against corruption now, that does not mean he tolerates corruption. He has pointed out that the president can deal with one issue at a time because running government is a huge task. Reverend Kamanga said this in an interview with Prime TV. He was reacting to media reports alleging that President Edgar Lungu has not spoken any single word against corruption.
People are expecting too much from the president. They're the ones that put him in that office. It's very important. We need to remember that. But he's just been in office for how many days?
Probably 2 weeks.
Just 2 weeks. That's why in America, they mark the 100 days. of somebody being in office. That's when they make an evaluation. You cannot just come on the scene and make all the pronouncements in one speech. We're expecting too much. Let's give him time. If after 30 days we don't see the president coming out on certain issues, we've got every reason to ask. Because, this is going to be a shorter period of him being in office. It's only about 20 months. So, instead of giving 100 days, like it happens in America when a president is sworn in and then, because they have to be in office for 4 years. So, 100 days, that's when they evaluate. For us, let us not politic everything. Let's give him time to soberly sit down and constitute his cabinet, because that is very, very important. I've heard people saying, rushing him to do this or to do that. Yes, in terms of politics or politicking, we can rush him. But I think let's give him time to be sober in the way he's handling these things. Some people have been condemning his going on holiday. Yes, it's a holiday, but it's a working holiday.
The Macha Hospital management says the hospital has run out of some of essential drugs and other medical supplies. The hospital's executive director, Abraham Hango, says that the health institution was, however, waiting upon the Medical Stores Limited to quickly respond to its order for drugs for his institution's drug and medical needs. Among the items in short supply are urine bags, diclofenac, a painkiller, Combevia, an antiretroviral drug for children. This was disclosed when Southern Province Minister Nathaniel Mubukwanu paid a visit to the two institutions accompanied by the Provincial Medical Officer Dr. Jalita Chinyonga and other government officials. He, however, explained that an alternative drug called Ambacovo is being administered to children who take Combevia while awaiting for the next consignment to arrive. We go for our first break. Join me shortly for more local news.
Would you wear all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in unused rooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. Zesco, powering the nation.
What's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Potato sticks, freaky fries. Get that awesome crunch.
Welcome back. The Lusaka City Council, LCC, says discussions are underway to construct public water taps along busy roads in Lusaka. LCC Financial Officer Crispin Kambole says that the council is aware of challenges that people face while trading or shopping in the central business district. He says most of the time, people buy untreated water from the vendors and their health is at risk when there is no clean water. Mr. Kabule says it is the plan of the council to establish fee-paying water taps to ensure that people have access to clean and safe water. Speaking in an interview with Prime TV, Mr. Kabule says this initiative will assist the council to raise money for the development of other projects.
Those issues are eye-open because even when the council want to bring water, I don't think you will bring it for free, but you will bring it at a minimal cost. But otherwise, that's an avenue of investment. And I'm sure with the technocrat around, we can try to tap it because those people who sell water on the street, they don't pay anything to the council for using the street. But if we can do it, or if we can come up with a policy of charging those vendors, because the vendors make money. And at the end of the day, what does the council make out of them? So a bit of that, not too much, but reasonable. In every business, there's a cost of doing business. You can't just do business with all profits, not paying anything to the local authority, not even to the ZRI. So basically, it's a way of educating the people that in whatever business you have to incur costs, you have to incur legal fees.
The Ministry of Home Affairs will, in the first quarter of 2015, commence the construction of over 12,000 housing units for all officers. Ministry of Home Affairs spokesperson Moses Wali says the houses for the police, immigration, including the Drug Enforcement Commission officers, will be across the country. He says that the construction of the houses, which was scheduled to commence last year, was delayed due to later procurement of machinery. He says the ministry has followed all the procurement process as advised and will start the construction of the 12,000 houses before the end of the first quarter.
The construction of in excess of 12,000 houses, which story we've been talking about since last year. I think I want to confirm that we have reached a very advanced stage. What delayed us was the procurement process. We advised that we are supposed to ensure that we follow correct procurement processes so that we don't have anomalies in future. And we are almost done with the procurement process, and hopefully before the first quarter of this year we should commence the construction of the in excess of 12,000 houses for all officers under the Ministry of Home Affairs, which includes police, immigration, drug enforcement, and so on and so forth. Yeah, and this will be done across the country. Yeah, construction program will be done uniformly across the country.
Residents of Mansansa area in Mukushi district have expressed their concern over the continued transport fares they are being charged despite the recent reduction in fuel prices. Mansansa Pastors Fellowship member Pastor Peter Mtale says that the traveling public in the district were being exploited by taxi and minibus operators who have remained adamant from reducing the fares after government reduced the fuel prices last month. Pastor Mtale said in an interview that it is immoral for transporters to continue with these prices, adding that buses and taxi operators were exploiting people by not adjusting their transport fares. When talked to, one minibus operator, Joe Silomba, said a consensus amongst the transporters was yet to be reached. Another minibus operator, Robert Kasonde, said that it was difficult for transporters to individually effect price reduction of fares. We go for another break. Join me for international sports news.
Apple Max. Take it to the max.
What makes the new Yo-Yo Chipsy so unique? 100% natural ingredients. Nothing artificial. Just a pure experience of freshness. potato chips. We know you'll love them.
Thank you so much for staying with us. In foreign news, Nigeria's Electoral Commission has announced that the country will hold elections on March 28th, 6 weeks later than planned, following a rise in attacks by Boko Haram in the north. Tahiru Jega, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, said late on Saturday that security chiefs advised a postponement as troops would not be available because of operations against the armed group. The decision came following a closed-door meeting in Abuja between INEC, the ruling People's Democratic Party, PDP, its main contender, the All Progressive Congress, APC, and other opposition parties. People in Baghdad have been celebrating the lifting of a 12-year-old curfew in the Iraqi capital. Pictures on social media showed people dancing in the streets as the restriction came to an end at midnight local time. Prime Minister Haider al-Badad said he had taken the decision to help normalize life in Baghdad. It came despite a string of explosions in the capital, which killed at least 32 people on Saturday. Residents had previously had their movements restricted between the hours of midnight and 05 hours. Following the decision to lift the curfew, Iraqis ventured out onto the streets, flying flags and honking car horns. The curfew was introduced as a security measure in the violent aftermath of the 2003 US-led invasion. And finally, in sports news, the Elephants of Ivory Coast and the Black Stars of Ghana tonight rock horns in the finals of the 2015 AFCON finals. Ivory Coast, under the tutelage of former Zambian head coach Hervé Renard, will be seeking their second title, while Ghana will be seeking the title for the 5th time. And of course, all the best to the two teams. I know Zambians are putting their money on Ivory Coast because of Hervé Renard. And on that sporting item, we've come to the end of our menus. But before we go, a look at the headlines once more. Clauses in the draft constitution altered, NAREP has observed. Shortage of essential drugs hits Macha Hospital. LCC seeks new plans to increase its revenue collection. In foreign news, Nigeria postpones presidential vote over security fears. For these full news, you can still download it on our website on www.ptvzambia.com. My name is Kalan Mchima. On behalf of the entire studio and technical crew, God bless you and bye-bye for now.
Hey girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you for just a minute. Where you live and what you like to do?
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
Okay, I'm just trying to get with someone real cause you look so free. So let's chill, have a drink with a guy like me.
Apple Max, baby. You need to give me Apple Max, baby.
A quality product from Californian Beverages.
Potato sticks, freaky fries. Get that awesome crunch.
all your favorite hats at the same time? Well, we wouldn't either. That is why we suggest you use only what you need. Switch off all electrical appliances and lights in our newsrooms. Remember, use only what you need and save power today. Switch and save. ZESCO, powering the nation.